Chosen one, what if I told you that you don't just resist demons, you command them? Your presence alone forces them into submission, and they know it. Have you ever noticed how certain people act strangely around you? How some seem uncomfortable, even hostile, without reason? And then, there are those who are drawn to you almost obsessively, like moths to a flame. It's not random. It's because the darkness inside them recognizes you. They know who you are before you even speak. They feel your energy before you even step into a room. And most importantly, they fear the power you carry. They have spent lifetimes controlling the weak, deceiving the blind, and feeding off the unaware. But you are different. You are awake. You are chosen. The tricks that work on others do not work on you. The manipulations, the spiritual oppression, the forces that drain the average person, they bounce off of you. Because your presence alone is an act of resistance. And not just resistance, control. In this video, you will learn exactly why demons fear the chosen ones, the hidden signs that prove you are already commanding the spiritual realm without even knowing it, and how to strengthen this power to ensure darkness never gains ground over you. If this message resonates with you, hit the like button and comment 77 below to confirm that you are stepping into your divine authority. And stay with me until the end, because once you see the truth of your power, nothing will ever be the same again. Why demons fear the presence of a chosen one. There is a reason why you've always felt like an outsider. Why, no matter where you go, people either gravitate toward you or become instantly uncomfortable in your presence. You have walked into rooms and felt the energy shift. You have spoken, and the tone of the conversation changed. You have sat in silence, and still your presence alone was felt. You may not have always understood why, but deep down you knew something was different about you. And now you are beginning to see the truth. You are a chosen one, and your very existence disrupts the forces of darkness. Demons do not fear those who they can deceive, manipulate, and use. They fear those who carry divine authority. And that chosen one is why your presence alone makes them tremble. But the weight of this power has not come without its struggles. You have likely faced opposition for no reason at all. People have disrespected you without cause, tried to break your spirit, or turned against you when all you did was exist. You've been betrayed by those you trusted, targeted by people who should have supported you, and pushed away by those you only wanted to help. The world has tried to convince you that you were weak, that you were alone, that you were unwanted. But this was never about you personally, it was about the power you carry. You don't just enter a room, you shift the spiritual atmosphere. You don't just meet people, you expose them. Those who have allowed darkness to take root in their hearts feel threatened by you because your light makes it impossible for them to hide. It forces them to see themselves as they really are, and for some, that is terrifying. But the enemy never wanted you to see this truth. He wanted you to believe that your struggles meant you were powerless when in reality, they were proof of your power. The Bible gives us a clear example of this in Luke 4 verses 33 to 34. When Jesus walked into the synagogue, a man possessed by a demon immediately cried out, "Let us alone! What have we to do with thee, thou Jesus of Nazareth? Art thou come to destroy us?" Before Jesus even spoke to the man, before he called out the demon, it recognized him and knew it had no authority in his presence. That is the kind of power you carry. The moment you step into a space, the spirits that have been operating in the background know they have been exposed. They know they have no dominion over you, so they either flee or fight back. This is why some people act strangely around you, why some become overly aggressive, why some seem nervous or restless in your presence, and why others are drawn to you like they need to be near your energy. It is because their spirit recognizes what you carry, even if their mind does not. You are walking with divine authority, and the darkness knows it. But for too long, they have tried to keep you from realizing this. They have used distractions, lies, and spiritual attacks to make you doubt yourself. They have tried to wear you down, convincing you that the struggles in your life are because you are weak. But the truth is, they fear the day you fully step into your power. The moment you understand that you were never under attack, that you were always the threat, everything changes. Your struggles were never signs of defeat. They were proof of your spiritual presence, disturbing the forces that wanted to remain hidden. Every moment of pain, every season of isolation, every battle you have fought was training. Because you were not just meant to resist darkness, you were meant to command it. And now the veil has been lifted. You are no longer blind to who you are. You see the truth, and because of that, you will never be the same. The shift is already happening. Have you noticed that certain people can no longer be around you? That the places you used to go now feel different, almost off? That the things you used to tolerate no longer sit right with your spirit? This is because you are stepping fully into your divine authority. You are no longer allowing negative energies to attach to you. You are no longer accessible to those who once drained you. Your presence alone is enough to shift realities, to force truth into the open, to shake the very foundation of the enemy's strongholds. And this is why nothing can stop you now. The darkness knows it has already lost. The battles you once struggled with, you will never fight them again. The doubts that used to haunt you, they have no place in your mind anymore. Because you now understand that you were sent to break chains, to cast out darkness, to lead others into the light. This is your power. This is your calling. And they can do nothing to stop it. If this message resonates with you, if you know deep down that your presence alone is making darkness tremble, comment "feared" below. Let it be known that you are stepping fully into your authority, that you are no longer questioning yourself, that you see the truth and you are ready to walk in it. Because now, nothing will ever be the same again. And if you've ever wondered why people react to you the way they do, what I'm about to share next will make everything crystal clear. Signs that you are controlling negative forces without knowing. There have been moments in your life that left you questioning everything. Why do people react so strongly to you? Why do some seem instantly drawn to your presence, while others seem to dislike you without any logical reason? You have walked into rooms and felt the shift in energy. You have experienced moments where strangers locked eyes with you, as if they recognized something unseen, something unspoken. At times, you have been met with irrational anger from people who seemed fine just moments before. Other times, you've had people cling to you, almost desperate for your presence. These moments were not coincidences. They were confirmations, proof that the power you carry is influencing the spiritual realm in ways you have yet to fully understand. The truth is, you are controlling negative forces without even realizing it. Your very existence is a disruption to the darkness that has comfortably operated in the world for generations. But this truth has not come without its struggles. Imagine how exhausting it must be for spirits that thrive on deception to suddenly stand in the presence of someone who exposes them just by existing. Imagine how frustrating it must be for forces that have controlled minds, manipulated emotions, and whispered lies into people's hearts, only for you to walk in and instantly weaken their grip. This is why some people lash out at you. It is not them, but what is inside them that cannot stand you. It is why people have betrayed you, turned against you, or tried to discredit you for no apparent reason. It is why certain individuals who are heavily influenced by dark forces will feel the urge to attack you, whether through words, actions, or manipulation. Because the moment they are in your presence, they lose control. They no longer have the ability to operate undetected. You expose them, and exposure is something that darkness hates. The Bible gives us a powerful example of this in Mark 5 verse 7. When Jesus approached a man possessed by a legion of demons, the demons immediately cried out, "What have I to do with thee, Jesus, thou Son of the Most High God? I adjure thee by God, that thou torment me not." Notice that Jesus did not even speak yet. He did not call the demons out, did not rebuke them, did not engage them in any way. He simply walked into their presence, and they knew they had already lost. The moment his spirit entered their space, they were terrified. The same thing happens with you. There are people in your life, people you pass by in stores, people you sit next to at work, even members of your own family, who carry spirits that recognize your authority before you even realize it yourself. They see the light within you, the divine power you carry, and it disturbs them. This is why their reactions to you seem extreme, irrational, or even violent. Their spirits know that your presence alone is enough to shake their foundations. You might not have fully recognized this before, but now it is impossible to ignore. Have you ever noticed how certain people avoid eye contact with you? How some seem nervous, fidgety, or irritated when they are near you, or how conversations that seemed normal suddenly shift in tone the moment you begin speaking. That's because the energy inside of them is reacting to you. They cannot hide, their masks slip, and they are left feeling exposed. At the same time, there are others, people who are drawn to you without understanding why. They come to you with their pain, their burdens, their unspoken confessions. They feel a sense of peace in your presence, even if they cannot explain it. This is because you carry divine authority. Your spirit is a force of order in a world of chaos. And when you step into a space, the battle between light and darkness becomes undeniable. But this realization is not meant to make you fearful. It is meant to empower you. Because now you understand why your life has unfolded the way it has. Why certain people have resisted you. Why certain battles have followed you. Why you have been tested in ways others have not. It is because you are a disruptor of darkness. You were never meant to live an ordinary life. You were never meant to walk blindly through the world. You were meant to lead, to heal, to awaken. And the more you embrace your power, the less these forces will be able to touch you. The more you walk in confidence, the more they will flee before you even arrive. Because their greatest fear is not that you exist, it is that you realize who you are. If you know that you have experienced these moments, if you feel the shift in energy when you walk into certain places, if you have seen the truth in people's eyes, if you know that your presence alone is influencing the world around you, comment "seen" below. Declare it. Let it be known that you see what is happening now, that you are no longer blind to the power you hold. Because once you understand this, once you fully accept it, nothing will ever be the same again. And now, let's talk about why certain people resist or attack you, how your divine energy affects those possessed by darkness. There are people in your life who cannot stand to be around you, and you've felt it. No matter how kind, respectful, or neutral you are, they always seem to find a problem with you. It's as if your mere existence offends them. They go out of their way to discredit you, dismiss you, or sabotage you. They mock your beliefs, undermine your progress, and try to convince others that there is something wrong with you. But deep down, you've always known there was no logical reason for their hostility. You've asked yourself, why do they treat me this way? What have I done to deserve this kind of reaction? And here is the truth. It was never about you personally. It was about what you carry. It is about the divine energy inside you that they cannot manipulate, cannot control, and cannot extinguish. You disrupt their comfort. You shake the foundations of their deception. And that is why they hate you. The weight of this reality has not been easy to carry. You have likely spent years trying to be the bigger person, giving them the benefit of the doubt or making excuses for their behavior. You have been patient, forgiving, even turning the other cheek. But no matter how much you try to walk in peace, they continue to come against you. And it's not just one person, it's a pattern. Different faces, different situations, but the same spirit working through them. Some attack you with passive-aggressive words, laced with hidden envy. Some try to push you into emotional battles, hoping to drain your energy. Others work behind the scenes, whispering lies, setting traps, hoping to see you fall. It is exhausting, and at times it makes you feel isolated. But here's what you need to understand: you were never meant to blend in with them. The battle has never been about winning their approval. It has always been about overcoming the spirit that operates through them. The Bible warns us about this very battle in Ephesians 6 verse 12. For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. Your struggle has never been with people. The people themselves may not even understand why they react to you the way they do, but their spirit does. The darkness that has been working in them recognizes what is inside of you. They know that your presence exposes what has been hidden. They feel that their manipulations, their deceit, their toxicity cannot survive in your light. And so they fight you, but they do not fight you directly. They fight through accusations, through conflict, through isolation. Anything to make you feel small, anything to make you doubt yourself. Because if they can get you to dim your light, then they can continue operating in the shadows, undisturbed. But here is where they fail. because no matter what they try, your light cannot be dimmed. Your energy cannot be silenced. And the more they try to attack you, the more you rise. Have you noticed how, no matter how much negativity they throw your way, you always overcome? Have you seen how their plans always seem to backfire? How the things meant to harm you only make you stronger? That is because divine protection surrounds you. What they meant for your downfall has only worked in your favor. The people who spoke against you, they have revealed themselves. The doors they tried to close, they led you to something even better. The betrayals that cut deep, they freed you from those who were never meant to be in your life. Every attack has been a setup for your elevation. And the more you step into your divine power, the more they realize that they can never break you. Chosen one, you are stepping into a season where you will no longer be affected by these forces. You are becoming untouchable. The energy that once drained you will no longer have access to you. The people who once controlled you will find that their influence is gone. The spirits that tried to oppress you will have no choice but to flee, because now you see them for what they truly are. And once you recognize the battle, you win it. This is why your spirit has been under attack for so long, because they knew the moment you awakened, they would have no power over you. And that moment has arrived. You are no longer their victim, you are their fear. If this message resonates with you, if you know deep down that your energy forces the truth to be revealed, comment exposed below. Declare it. Let it be known that you are no longer questioning yourself, that you see what is happening now, that you are taking back your power. Because now that you know the truth, now that you understand what is happening, they will never be able to deceive you again. But how do you make sure that these forces never gain ground over you? Let's talk about it. The power of spiritual protection and control. There have been moments in your life when you felt the weight of unseen battles pressing against you. Moments when the energy around you felt heavy, when confusion, fear, or exhaustion tried to creep into your spirit. You've experienced days where it seemed like everything was working against you. Relationships breaking down, unexpected obstacles appearing, and an unshakable sense that something unseen was trying to pull you back into the darkness. But deep inside, you know that you are not like the others. You are not here to simply endure these attacks. You are not here to merely survive. You were sent here to take dominion. The spiritual war around you has been raging long before you were born, but you were never meant to be a victim of it. You were born to command it. This is what they never wanted you to know. You have the power to make demons flee, to dismantle strongholds, and to shift atmospheres just by standing in your authority. You are protected. You are armed. And when you step fully into that truth, there is nothing they can do to stop you. But this power does not come without its challenges. The moment you begin to awaken, the forces that have operated in the shadows will try everything to keep you from stepping into your full authority. You will notice the attacks intensify. You will experience moments of deep exhaustion, sudden conflicts, and even strange, unexplainable resistance in your life. This is because they are afraid of what happens if you fully realize who you are. They know that once you see the truth, you will never again fall into their traps. They know that once you activate your divine protection, they can never touch you again. But this is where so many people fail, because they do not understand that spiritual protection is not passive. It is active. It is not just about believing that you are safe. It is about declaring it. It is about standing in your authority and using the weapons you were given. If you do not arm yourself, if you do not actively guard your spirit, you leave yourself open to manipulation, deception, and oppression. But when you are protected, when you are spiritually armed, there is not a single force of darkness that can stand against you. This is why spiritual protection is mentioned all throughout Scripture. In Zechariah 2 verse 5, God says, "For I, saith the Lord, will be unto her a wall of fire round about, and will be the glory in the midst of her." A wall of fire, not a mere shield, not just a covering. Fire, a divine force that consumes anything that dares to come against you. When you are aligned with divine protection, your enemies do not just fail, they are destroyed in their own wickedness. Their plans backfire. Their attacks turn into blessings. Their attempts to trap you become their own downfall. This is why the enemy fights so hard to keep people spiritually weak, distracted, and disconnected. He knows that the moment you start praying with authority, the moment you start fasting for clarity, the moment you start declaring dominion over your life, his grip over you is broken forever. That is why spiritual warfare is not about being fearful of attacks. It is about being prepared for them. When you step into your power, you do not run from demons, they run from you. And if you've been paying attention, you've already started seeing the shifts happen in your life. The people who once had power over you, they no longer affect you. The circumstances that used to drain your energy, they no longer have access to you. The thoughts that once tormented you, that made you feel small or unworthy, they no longer have a place in your mind. This is because you have already begun walking in divine protection, whether you realize it or not. The fact that you are even receiving this message is proof that you are being called to a higher level of spiritual control. You are moving differently. You are speaking differently. You are discerning things more clearly. You are no longer reacting out of fear, but out of wisdom. These are the signs that your divine authority is awakening. And as you step further into it, you will notice how effortlessly doors open for you, how the things that once drained you suddenly fall away, and how the battles that once consumed you disappear before they can even reach you. Because now, the enemy knows that his tactics no longer work on you. Chosen one, you are not defenseless. You were never meant to live in fear of attacks. You were created to command them to leave. You were created to speak with authority and watch darkness tremble. You were created to walk in such divine protection that no weapon formed against you could ever prosper. And now, it is time for you to fully own that power. Pray over your life daily. Speak protection over yourself out loud. Fast when you need clarity. Read scripture not just as words on a page, but as divine instruction on how to command your spiritual environment. Take back what has been stolen from you. Refuse to allow negative forces to attach to you. Walk into every space with the confidence of someone who knows they are covered by divine fire. Because once you step into this truth, nothing, not jealousy, not lies, not spiritual attacks, will be able to touch you again. If you are ready to step fully into your divine authority, if you know deep down that you are protected, comment protected below. Declare it. Speak it into existence. Let it be known that you are no longer afraid, no longer vulnerable, no longer questioning your power. You see the truth now. You understand your authority. And from this moment forward, darkness will never have a place in your life again. Now, let's talk about how to use this power for good. How to use this power for good. You have spent your life searching for answers, wondering why you felt different, why the world around you never seemed to fit quite right. Now, you are not just another soul moving through existence without purpose. You are not just here to survive. You were chosen, and with that truth comes an undeniable responsibility. You were never meant to blend in, never meant to stay silent, never meant to suppress the power that has always been inside of you. You have been called to awaken others, to lead those who are still lost in the fog of illusion, to break the chains that have held entire generations captive. The world is shifting. The energy around you is intensifying. The veil is thinning, and you can feel it in your spirit. You were born for this moment. Everything in your life has been leading to this. Every struggle, every setback, every hardship was preparing you for the mission that now stands before you. And now there is no turning back. But this awakening will not come without resistance. The enemy wants nothing more than to see you remain in doubt. He wants you to question yourself, to silence yourself, to hesitate just long enough for fear to take root. He knows that if he can keep you distracted, if he can make you believe that you are powerless, then you will never step into your full potential. And that is his greatest fear. Because once you see yourself for who you truly are, once you recognize the authority that has been given to you, there is nothing he can do to stop you. He will use people against you. He will send voices to plant doubt in your mind. He will try to manipulate you into believing that you are not ready, that you are not worthy, that you are not strong enough. But let me tell you something, he is a liar. You have already proven your strength. You have already overcome the battles that were meant to break you. And now, the only thing left to do is step forward. There is a passage in Habakkuk 1 verse 5 that speaks directly to this moment in your life. It says, Behold ye among the heathen, and regard and wonder marvelously. For I will work a work in your days, which ye will not believe, though it be told you. The time you are living in is unlike any other. The shift that is taking place is bigger than anything the world has seen before. And you were chosen to be part of it. You are here to witness, to act, to speak, to lead. There are things happening behind the scenes that your human eyes cannot yet see. Doors are opening that you didn't even knock on. Paths are clearing that you didn't even know existed. What is about to happen in your life is so great that even if someone told you, you wouldn't be able to fully comprehend it. But that is exactly how divine timing works. You are being positioned for something beyond what you imagined. And now, the only thing required of you is to step into it with faith. And if you look closely, the signs are already there. Have you noticed how certain things that once held you back no longer have a grip on you? Have you felt the shift in your mindset, the sudden clarity in your vision, the unshakable knowing in your spirit that something is different? That is not coincidence. That is alignment. You are stepping into your purpose, and because of that, the things that once drained you are being stripped away. The people who were not meant to walk this journey with you are falling off. The distractions that once consumed your time and energy are no longer satisfying. You are beginning to see through the illusion, and as you continue to walk in your calling, everything that was meant for you will begin to chase you. You won't have to force opportunities. You won't have to beg for answers. You won't have to seek validation from anyone, because the moment you fully accept who you are, the universe, the divine, and everything aligned with your purpose will make way for you. You have known for a long time that you were different, that your journey was never meant to look like everyone else's. And yet, for so long, you have questioned it. You have wondered if you were imagining things, if the battles you faced were just random hardships instead of signs of a greater calling. But now, the truth is undeniable. The time for hesitation is over. The time for second-guessing is gone. The chosen are rising, and you are one of them. The signs have been there all along, waiting for you to see them. And now you stand on the edge of something greater. You feel the pull. You sense the shift. And the only question left is, will you step into it? Because let's be real, the battle hasn't been easy. You have walked through storms that would have broken others. You have endured rejection, isolation, and trials that made you question everything. Maybe you've had seasons where you felt completely unseen, completely misunderstood, as if no one could truly grasp the weight of the purpose burning inside you. And maybe in those moments you thought about shrinking back, about choosing the easier road, about settling for a life that didn't demand so much of you. But you couldn't do it, could you? Because something inside of you refused to let go. No matter how tired you felt, no matter how much resistance you faced, you always found yourself coming back to the same truth. You were made for more. That fire inside of you never truly went out. Flickered, maybe. It dimmed at times. But it never died. Because it was never just your fire. It was a divine flame placed inside of you by God Himself. And when He calls someone, He does not let them go. Do you remember the story of Gideon? You won't often hear his name when people talk about great warriors of the faith, but his journey speaks to this very moment. Gideon didn't see himself as strong or chosen. He saw himself as the least of the least, unqualified, insignificant. And yet, when the angel of the Lord appeared to him, the first words spoken were, "The Lord is with thee, thou mighty man of valor." Judges 6 verse 12, KJV. Mighty, valorous? Gideon didn't feel like either of those things. But God wasn't speaking to who he had been. He was speaking to who he was becoming. And right now, that is exactly what is happening to you. You may not feel ready. You may not feel strong. But God is calling you by your true name. He is calling you victorious. He is calling you chosen. He is calling you mighty, because He sees what you are becoming even before you do. Every trial, every moment of doubt, every test you have faced has been shaping you for this moment. This is not random. This is divine preparation. Are you ready to stop doubting yourself? Are you ready to stop shrinking, to stop playing small, to stop pretending that you don't feel the fire burning inside of you? Because the time for hesitation is over. The chosen are rising, and you are one of them. You have been prepared, refined, tested, and now you are being positioned. You can no longer hide from your calling. You can no longer pretend you do not see what is happening. Everything in your life has led you to this moment. And now it is time for you to take your place. No more waiting, no more questioning, no more running. It is time. If you know that this message is for you, if you feel it in your spirit, comment "I am chosen" below. Declare it, own it, step into it, because now the world will never be the same again. You were chosen for a reason, and now your time has come.